Impactful message from Jiri Lehecka about Jannik Sinner before the final. Lehecka, after reaching the Miami final, I knew it would come at some point. The Czech player showed pride in the press conference after his great performance to reach his first Masters 1000 final at the Miami Open, confirming that his rise on the ATP Tour is no coincidence but the result of consistent work, belief, and patience. Jiri Lehecka made a statement at the Miami Open after clearly defeating Arthur Fils and reaching the first Masters 1000 final of his career. The Czech won 6-2, 6-2 in just 1 hour and 10 minutes, in a match he dominated from start to finish with authority, composure, and tactical clarity. From the very first games, Lehecka imposed his rhythm, attacking with precision and maintaining a high first serve percentage that left his opponent with little room to react. His aggressive baseline play, combined with smart point construction, turned the match into a one-sided contest. The world number 22 delivered one of the most solid performances of his career, not giving any chances on return and showing total control of the match's rhythm. It will be Lehecka's first Masters 1000 final, where he will face the winner of the clash between Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev, in what will be the biggest challenge of his career so far and a true test of his evolution as a top-level player. This milestone not only represents a personal achievement but also positions him among the most promising players of his generation, ready to compete consistently at the highest level. It's the level I want to play at. Lehecka himself did not hide his satisfaction after a performance that perfectly reflects the conviction with which he is playing this tournament. It feels great. It's something I've been working on all year and throughout the preseason, he explained in the press conference, highlighting the importance of long-term preparation and discipline. The Czech highlighted the confidence he has built in his game. I always trusted my game and the work I've done. I knew it would come at some point. That belief has been key to overcoming difficult moments and maintaining consistency throughout the tournament. His words reflect not only confidence but also mental maturity. A feeling that was reflected on court. Today was a good example of how I want to play. I executed it very well, so I'm very happy with today's performance. When asked if it had been one of the best matches of his career, his answer was clear. Definitely, yes. He also emphasized the importance of staying focused on his own game rather than the opponent. I try to concentrate on my patterns, on what I want to do in each point. When I do that, everything flows better. A calm and mature approach to the biggest match of his career. Beyond the level shown, Lehecka also wanted to put into perspective the moment he is experiencing, showing a level of maturity uncommon for a player reaching such a milestone for the first time. Of course, I'm very excited to be in the final. It was one of my goals, he admitted. However, the Czech added a reflection that goes beyond tennis and reveals a grounded mindset. At the same time, I know it's just sport. There are more important things happening in the world right now, so I try to remind myself of that. This perspective allows him to reduce pressure and approach the final with clarity and balance. With the most important match of his career on the horizon, his approach for Sunday is clear. I just try to do what I do best and enjoy myself on court. And he added, I try to live in the present, we'll see what happens on Sunday. Lehecka's combination of ambition and calmness could be a decisive factor in a final where emotions usually play a crucial role. Sinner reaches Miami semifinals and creates a real chance to become world number 1 in Monte Carlo. The Italian, who defeated Francis Tiafoe, reduced the gap with Carlos Alcaraz to 1,790 points and has fully entered the race for the top spot in the ATP rankings. Jannik Sinner, the same player who at the start of the Miami Open said he wasn't thinking about being number 1, but later showed he understood every possible scenario, now knows he will have mathematical chances to return to the top of men's tennis at the next Masters 1000 in Monte Carlo, April 5 to 12. After his quarterfinal win over Francis Tiafoe, 6-2, 6-2, the gap with Carlos Alcaraz has been reduced significantly. The context makes the upcoming clay swing even more decisive. Alcaraz defends 1,000 points in Monaco as the reigning champion, while Sinner could gain 1,000 since he missed last year's edition due to suspension after a positive Clostebol test at Indian Wells 2024. Depending on himself, a historic opportunity. Sinner, 4-time semi-finalist and 2024 champion, aims to become the 8th player in history to complete the Sunshine Double, winning Indian Wells and Miami in the same season, a feat achieved only by legends of the sport. He would also be the first to achieve it in the new Miami venue since the tournament moved in 2019, adding even more historical weight to his potential achievement. If he secures the double, the Italian would depend entirely on himself to leave Monte Carlo as world number 1. Winning in Monaco, where he resides, would bring a symbolic and sporting double reward. Interestingly, Alcaraz will match Sinner's 66 weeks as world number 1 during Monte Carlo, setting up a direct battle not only on court but also in the rankings narrative. Sinner is currently on a stunning streak of 15 matches and 30 consecutive sets won in Masters 1000 events, showing an almost untouchable level on hard courts and confirming his dominance in this phase of the season. Dominating the Americans and the circuit, Tiafoe, world number 20, looked outmatched against a superior rival who broke him early in the match and never allowed him to settle. Sinner has become a nightmare for players of all nationalities, especially Americans, with 29 consecutive wins since losing to Ben Shelton in Shanghai 2023. His consistency, physical endurance, and mental strength have turned him into one of the most complete players on tour. Even with lower attendance at the Miami Open, the Italian, four-time Grand Slam champion, remains unaffected, showing the mindset of a player focused solely on performance. Alcaraz challenges the number one paddle players and shows his relaxed side. Carlos Alcaraz used his days off to attend the Miami P1 paddle event after his early loss to Sebastian Corda, taking advantage of the break to disconnect and enjoy another sport he is passionate about. Jannik Sinner and I against Agustin Tapia and Arturo Coello in paddle? We'd win, no doubt, he joked with a smile. Alcaraz, a big fan of paddle, spent time with top players and shared laughs and conversations, showing a more relaxed and human side away from competition. He even reflected on playing styles. In tennis, someone with good touch like Dimitrov. Maybe Zverev too because of his height. In paddle? Everyone. Jamie Alcaraz, building his own path without pressure. Jamie Alcaraz continues to grow steadily but is determined to carve out his own identity. After winning the U15 tournament in Murcia, he addressed comparisons with his brother. I don't listen to people comparing me to my brother. To me, Carlitos is my brother, not a tennis reference. His maturity stands out, especially in an environment where comparisons are inevitable. He emphasized his philosophy. Little by little I'm growing as a player and as a person. There's no rush. This mindset could be key to his long-term development, allowing him to progress without external pressure. Sinner responds to Alcaraz and surpasses Djokovic's record. Jannik Sinner continues his dominance and has even surpassed a historic record held by Novak Djokovic. After defeating Corentin Moutet, 6-1, 6-4, Sinner now holds the record for most consecutive sets won in Masters 1000 events, surpassing Djokovic's previous mark of 24, set in 2016. Sinner has now reached 26 and continues to extend it. He has not lost in a Masters 1000 since Shanghai and is on an extraordinary run that reinforces his status as one of the most dominant players in the world today. His efficiency on court, combined with his ability to close matches quickly, makes him a formidable opponent for anyone. Alcaraz takes a strategic break before Monte Carlo. After his early loss to Sebastian Corda, Carlos Alcaraz has decided to return to Murcia to rest both physically and mentally. This pause is seen as a strategic move ahead of the demanding clay court season, where expectations will be high. The first major challenge will be the Monte Carlo Masters, a tournament that could redefine the ATP ranking battle. With Sinner closing in, the pressure is mounting, and every match will carry significant weight. A final with major implications. The Miami Open final is not just another match, it represents a turning point for multiple narratives. For Lehecka, it is the opportunity to claim the biggest title of his career and confirm his arrival among the elite. For Sinner or Zverev, it could be another step toward dominance or redemption. For Alcaraz, it indirectly impacts his position at the top of the rankings. All eyes will be on Sunday, where ambition, talent, and mental strength will collide on one of the biggest stages in tennis. The question remains, is this the moment Lehecka takes the leap into tennis stardom, or will experience prevail? Sunday will have the answer.